is the Greg Kelly Show.
It's me. More on that debate. Hey, the big news, though, about Chesa Boudin, if a radical nut job can be put out by other radical nut jobs for being such a radical nut job, there's hope across the country because there are so many of these far-left district attorneys who hate the police, who believe criminals really are incapable of committing crime, don't want to send criminals to jail, all that stuff. We've got one of them. We've got at least one of them here, Alvin Bragg. They're going to notice this, and they're going to feel vulnerable, and they could be opposed. They could be recalled themselves, or they could smarten up and toughen up. That's what I'm. It's a good signal. We got a bad one here in New York. Philadelphia is terrible. Gascon, I think his name is, in Los Angeles. He's struggling right now. All right, last night's debate. This is why people hate the fake news. You know, this is important stuff, right? It is. We see this, these are issues of life and death, literally. You know, more people would be alive. More businesses would have been saved if Governor Cuomo had called in the National Guard. If he instead, what did he do? He sensed where are the political winds going here? What do I do? How do I come out ahead of this one? And he sat on his hands during Black Lives Matter summer. Right? He just blamed Trump and the city burned. Well, I don't like that. I didn't like that response. Did you? It was ridiculous. This is not what we are looking for from government. So, this is serious stuff. But the fake news, they're not serious. They spent a chunk of the debate last night. It's only 1 hour, right? It was 1 hour on Channel 2. Marsha Kramer and Maurice Dubois thought they'd have a little fun with the candidates, right? Here are some of the questions they actually asked last night. Let me hear some.
What's your absolute number one biggest pet peeve? One word.
It sounds like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Sure, a couple words.
Okay, go for a couple.
Stop. You know what my number one pet peeve is? People who ask about pet peeves. What's your number one pet peeve? Shut up, pet peeve. What else did they ask?
Mr. Swazi, do you believe in ghosts?
No.
No.
Mr.
I believe in spirits, though. Yeah, I guess I do. Okay.
Spirits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Williams.
Do you believe in ghosts? This is a
I'm a man of faith, so I
gubernatorial
don't know if
debate.
I call it ghosts, but I do believe in afterlife, and my ancestors are there.
Ms. Hochul.
Yeah, I speak to my mother all the time. I lost her just months before I became lieutenant governor, and she
Stop! The answers are the way anybody would answer these. They're surprised. They're even looking at each other like, "What is this? What is this? What?" This is valuable time, and it didn't stop right there. They kept going with this nonsense. What else?
Mr. Williams, in one word, Superman or Batman?
Oh, man, I got to go Batman there.
Now, what does that even mean? Hold on. Superman or Batman? What does that mean? Do you read Superman comic books or Batman comic books? What does it mean? What does that mean? Does it mean what? Does it mean? Or would you like to be Superman or Batman? Is that what it means? I don't know what it means. Why didn't somebody say, "Hey, I don't know what the hell you mean"? This is New York. It's falling apart. We don't have time for this. We hate you, the fake news. Okay, Marsha Kramer. All right, all she's been is a nagging, hideous presence for so many years, asking superficial questions, just playing gotcha. You know what she did yesterday? And I can't stand Mayor de Blasio. She tried to just make an awkward position. Would you endorse Mayor de Blasio for Congress? And Tom Suozzi said no. And she kept busting his balls about it, quite frankly, for 2 minutes. Well, why wouldn't you? What does that mean? Why not? Well, hey, he made it. That kind of stuff. Silly. What was that question again? That was so stupid. And there's more of this, right? There's more.
Mr. Williams, what's your go-to karaoke song?
Stop! All right, seriously, we have to call the FCC or somebody or other, right? We cannot. That was a debate. This is a public service. Karaoke. Oh man, I wish I was at one of these debates. Maybe I should run. I'd be like, what the hell are you? You know, Newt Gingrich famously turned the tables on one of those CNN guys, John King. They asked a dopey question. He's like, I don't believe that you would waste the time of the American people with such a ridiculous question at the time. That's what that divided. They're actually answering these questions. The fact that they're humoring these moderators. I don't like Marsha. Maurice is okay, but he made a big mistake last night. All right, there's the music. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Give me a moment here. I want to bring in Tony from Westchester. Hi. Yes, Tony. Hello. Oh, shoot. Tony, we lost you. All right. See if you can re-engage us. Eileen, yes, and where are you?
Elmwood Park, right here.
Hi.
Hi. I just want to contradict what you just said about the Bible being vague.
Hey, Eileen, thanks, Eileen. Now, listen, let me tell you something. You know when Jesus is talking about eunuchs? Where is that in the Bible?
Yeah. Off the top of my head, I'm really not sure.
All right, well, you get back to that part, all right? I am just saying, people, there is so much, Eileen, adultery is also against the rules. Adultery, I am told, leads to half of all divorce. And half of all marriages end in divorce, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes. Now, why is it, though? Why is it that is not discussed? And that is somehow irrelevant. We all go in, everybody's talking about the other, which, by the way, they're both, yes, it's sinful behavior according to the Bible. It is at times confusing. Have you ever read the Bible, Eileen, and been confused?
Pretty much no, because I grew up in the church.
Pretty much no. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna focus on the pretty much no part. Okay, pretty much means you've been confused. All right, you've been confused by the Bible.
No,
It is inherently. There are parts of that Bible. All right, so you're the man. You're the one person. You, Eileen, because you grew up in the church. Eileen, so you're calling me to say what exactly?
That the Bible clearly says that homosexuality is an abomination to the Lord. Yes, adultery is also wrong, but it doesn't say it's an abomination. There's no gray area.
It is sexual sin, Eileen.
That's
it is
right.
sexual sin.
Yes.
It is on the same level. It is on the same level as you. And you know what? If you look, it's bad marketing. I've got to tell you. I will say this. And Eileen, everybody's a sinner, right? You know that from John 8. The first person who has not sinned, pick up the rock to throw it at her, right? So we condemn nobody. Is that right, Eileen?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hate the sin, but love the sinner.
Yes, but, sometimes I think we're a little bit too versed in the sins of other people as opposed to our own sins. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, that's why it says take the log out of your own eye before you take the speck out of your brother's.
There you go. There's the, you grew up in the church. I love it. Eileen, look, sometimes, though, we are believers. And I have noticed that believers, they wade right in immediately to the controversial, to the arguably controversial. Did you notice I said that earlier? The arguably controversial stuff. It's like a new citizen comes to America, right? They love America. They love America. And the very first thing I tell them is, hey, we have a prison in Cuba. It's called Guantanamo Bay, and we got people who have been there for 20 years, and they haven't been tried. What do you think about that? And America's a great country, and I go to the one part that might set them off, that might drive them away. And I realize, look, I am not a theologian. I am a person just like you. All right, I have questions. I don't know a lot. There's so little I know and so much I don't know. But I hope you understand a little bit where it just bothers me when people who talk about our faith publicly go right to the part that you did, Romans and the abomination and all that stuff, right? Which drives people away right off the bat. It drove me away. Some of this stuff drove me away. Hey, I want to have a good time. What are you talking about? Hey, as long as you got two consenting adults, game on, right? That's what America says. That's what the world says.
But the world is controlled by the devil.
Well, the world is fallen. I will agree with the world is fallen. The world is not controlled by the devil. And the devil,
right,
the world is not controlled by the devil.
Earth now.
What?
Right now, in the earth, the devil has free reign until Jesus comes back.
Well, free reign, but we also have free will. We don't have to go along with him, as you know, and God is ultimately in charge of everything, and the devil is not as powerful as God. The devil. So there's, we could go round and round on that. So all that to say, Eileen, I thank you, Eileen. I have to say, hold on, all right? It sounds like you're in the car. I do have to take a break. Eileen, listen, what's the last thing you want to say?
That the Holy Spirit enlightens you as you're reading the Bible to make it clear to you so that it's not confusing.
Yeah, all right, but you said pretty much earlier, all right? Now you know what you sound like a little bit like? You sound like, oh, well, maybe the Holy Spirit isn't with you because you're still confused. I'm sorry. You sounded a little bit like that. You got a little hoity-toity on me, Eileen.
So I'm a little hoity-toity.
You acknowledged yourself that sometimes you can be a little bit confused. You did. If you didn't say it out loud, you most definitely did, Eileen. Pretty much you did. Eileen, I love you. Thank you very much. I do have to take a quick break. Bye-bye.